I'd like to introduce you to a very dear friend of mine, Mark Baxter, who is, to me, the only vocal coach, vocal instructor that I can endorse.
I had a phenomenal voice lesson today with Mark Baxter, who blew me away. It was a voice lesson, but it was also a lesson, an introspective, spiritual journey as well.
Just want to ask you, is there anything, because we're obviously being watched by unsigned artists all over the globe, if you could think of a couple little tidbits, if you were going to give them advice.
Today was a real exercise in restraint and a real exercise in trust.
I hear all the time. I listen to demos. I get demos, and new students come in, things like that. And I was there, as we all were there, I guess. And I never understood when a producer or an A&R guy would slide my demo back to me and go, I just don't hear it.
Today was the day that I did the guitar tracks and the vocal tracks.
And it would be so frustrating because I never understood what I heard. I heard brilliance on that demo. It was perfect. And I didn't understand it until now, when I hear so many demos that are unrealized.
It was really hard for me not to do all the guitar tracks today, and even though they ended up sounding amazing, it was really hard for me to do that, and it was really hard for me not to play on the guitar tracks as much as I would have done at home.
But I find the biggest mistake is people apologizing unconsciously. They don't realize they're doing it, but they're apologizing for who they are right off the bat by trying to be somebody else. And so instantly you get this layer, you get this one filter, and as a listener, you're not quite believing it. But the point is, there's no need to apologize for who you are, and it's that ability to be yourself that is so rare. Basically, every pianist knows all the nuts and bolts of a piano, a guitar player knows all the workings of a guitar, and it doesn't take anything, it never subtracts from their playing to have that kind of working knowledge about the mechanics of their instrument. Singers, there's kind of a double standard there. Most people feel like it's just something you're born to do or shouldn't do.
I don't know if I'm seeing the same vision that Danny and Bonnie are for the music.
And therefore knowing too much about it tends to make people feel they're going to lose their soul or be too mechanical sounding. And it's not the same for musicians, so I find it's not the same for singers.
And I hope that it's a trust thing, because I want to trust that they know what it's going to sound like in the end.
So courage is the word. Courage to be yourself, courage to let your own freak flag fly. And that doesn't mean be weird. It means sometimes being normal is understandable enough.
I'm scared and nervous, and I don't want to end up with something that none of us like at the end of the day. So it can be extremely nerve-wracking, but we'll see what tomorrow brings.